Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Tombstone Tourist. In my last video, I visited the graves of Calamity Jane and Wild Bill Hickok at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Deadwood, South Dakota. And today, I've made my way to Sacred Heart Cemetery in Yankton, South Dakota. And I'm going to be visiting the grave of Broken Nose Jack McCALL, the man who shot Wild Bill Hickok. Jack's Find a Grave Memorial didn't have a section number or GPS coordinates. So on the way into town, I stopped at a convenience store for a cup of coffee and decided to ask the lady behind the counter if she knew where Jack was buried. She told me, "The best thing I can tell you is look for a grave with a dog. I think he's buried near there." So after driving around the cemetery for about 30 minutes, I found Sadie, and I began my search. About 15 minutes later, I found the grave of the man who shot Wild Bill Hickok, Broken Nose Jack McCALL. Not much is known about Jack McCALL's early life. It's believed that he was born sometime around 1852 or 1853 in Kentucky. Sometime in the 1870s, he migrated west and became a buffalo hunter. By 1876, Jack had found his way to Deadwood, South Dakota, and by all accounts, Jack liked his liquor and was basically a drunk. He was a familiar face in most of the Deadwood saloons. On August 1st, 1876, Jack was drinking in the old number 10 saloon in Deadwood. At one of the tables playing poker was Wild Bill Hickok. When a seat at the table opened up, Jack took it. Jack, as usual, was drunk and quickly lost several hands and was soon broke. Before Jack left the table, Wild Bill offered him some money for food and suggested that he not play poker until he sobered up. Jack was insulted, but took the money and left the saloon. The next day, on August 2nd, 1876, Wild Bill was once again playing poker in the number 10 saloon. Contrary to his normal practice, Wild Bill was sitting with his back to the door. A short time later, a drunken Jack McCALL entered the saloon and began drinking at the bar. McCALL was still mad and insulted about the way Wild Bill had treated him the day before. As he continued to drink, his anger increased, and he slowly moved down the bar, stopping just a few steps from where Wild Bill was sitting. As Wild Bill looked at his two pair of aces and eights, Jack McCALL pulled a pistol and shot Wild Bill in the back of the head. Wild Bill died instantly, and Jack fled the saloon, but was soon captured just up the street as he was trying to steal a horse to escape. Jack was quickly put on trial in what was known as a miners' court. The defense and prosecution presented their cases to a jury made up of local miners and businessmen. McCALL's defense was that he killed Wild Bill out of revenge. Jack claimed that Hickok had killed his brother a few years back in Kansas. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury returned a verdict of not guilty, and Jack was set free. Jack was not very well liked in Deadwood before he killed Wild Bill, and after the killing, he was even less liked. After numerous threats on his life, Jack left Deadwood and made his way to Wyoming. There, feeling good about the not guilty verdict, Jack could often be found in saloons, drunk and bragging about how he'd killed Wild Bill in a fair fight. The Wyoming authorities did not recognize the Deadwood trial and verdict, and Jack was soon rearrested. Jack claimed it had already been tried and found not guilty and could not be tried again. but the federal court ruled that the Deadwood trial was not conducted in a legally constituted court. Double jeopardy did not apply. The court further ordered that Jack should be retried for the murder of Wild Bill Hickok. Jack was transported from Wyoming to Yankton, South Dakota, where on December 4th, 1876, the official trial of Jack McCALL began. The trial lasted 2 days, and on December 6, 1876, Jack was found guilty of the murder of Wild Bill Hickok. Before he was sentenced, Jack claimed that he was drunk and could not recall shooting Hickok and requested a new trial. But because of all the bragging that he had done after the murder, Judge Granville Bennett did not buy Jack's claim, and he was sentenced to hang. The gallows were built, and on March 1st, 1877, the townsfolk assembled to witness the hanging. At 10:15 a.m., broken-nosed Jack McCALL died at the end of a hangman's noose. He was buried in the original Sacred Heart Cemetery here in Yankton, but in 1881 the entire cemetery was moved here to its current location. When Jack's body was exhumed, observers noted that the coffin had deteriorated and that the hangman's noose was still around his neck. He was quickly reburied, where we are here today. With that, I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed my visit to Yankton, South Dakota, and the grave of Jack McCALL, the man who shot Wild Bill Hickok. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. I try and upload a new video at least once a week, and while most of my videos are cemetery related, I do slip in a travel video or maybe a video of my rail fanning adventures every once in a while. I want to thank everyone who has taken the time to subscribe and for your comments. Your support is very much appreciated. Now, until next time, please remember, life is a wonderful journey. Be sure to take time and enjoy it. And I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.